older Porsches are always a great draw card for Rennsport. The focus is obviously on the track, on the newer cars to some degree, but people love to see the roots of Porsche, and they go so deeply into the history of not only the sports car, but in Australia. Australia was only the second export market for Porsche after the United States, and the first right-hand drive market. This 356 is one of the first two right-hand drive Porsches ever built in July 1951, and one of the two first Porsches to come to Australia in October that year.
Because the theme this year was competition cars, Australian competition history, I bought the first Porsche that raced in Australia. That's the 1951 split-screen Porsche that Norman Hamilton imported in 1951 as his first demonstrator. My car was the first Porsche to race in Australia in 1952, and it raced at Templestowe Hill Climb, it raced at Fisherman's Bend, and it's probably best known for running the 1953 Red X Trial.
Well, this one was bought by Sid Sikuski in Queensland, and after a short time of his ownership, they stopped racing at one of the circuits there. So he built Lakeside Circuit on his dairy farm out at Toowoomba. Lakeside exists because of this car, so he could race it there. That car's an important car and it'll live on for another 100 years. We may not.
The 924, whilst it didn't have a great engine, it had a great chassis. From the beginning, front engine, rear gearbox, Porsche's insistence of traction, the professor always insisted on, rigid torque tube, and of course that developed in the 944. So it was an absolute cracking adventure, and yet of course a car like this ended up 9th outright amongst all the other cars, so it did exceedingly well.
The car hasn't changed since I picked it up from the showroom. Wheel alignment's the same, I put different brake pads in it, and that's all. The car was brilliant.